If he can go for days without speaking to you, do this. In this video, you will discover the exact steps to take when a man loses interest, doesn't text you back, and seemingly withdraws. Now, if you're ready to discover how you can be the woman to attract the right man for you, then comment into the section, I am ready. I'm, of course, Antia Boyd, founder and creator of the Magnetize Your Man method. And look, this is the channel where we magnetize your man so that the man you want desires and, yes, pursues you forever. Now, if you like my background, what I wear, or anything I share in this video, then do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe by pushing that bell button. And of course, sharing is caring. So let a girlfriend or two know about what you learned from this video. Now let's go ahead and dive right in what you should do if a man can go without calling you for days. Number 3 is what I call time to step into the bitch mode, okay? So I developed something called bitch code, and the bitch mode is actually about saying, you know what? It's time to step out of the people pleaser, right? It's time to step out of being accommodating, of being understanding, of being compassionate, of being a pushover, right? But instead, actually finding your edge inside of yourself. Because when a man loses interest, or he seemingly can go for days, right? It's like because there's nothing interesting. He is simply taking you for granted. Now, when you step into the bitch mode, he will not take you for granted. More the opposite. He will actually very much value you and will try to make you happy. Now, you of course want to find the right balance as well, because you don't want to come off as intimidating. So again, got to be the right match, right? But like you have to really step into the bitch mode and overcome the stories that you have. Maybe you had a mom who was a bitch, or your dad, or somebody in school, and you said, you know, I'm never going to be this person. I'm never going to be this inconsiderate. I'm never going to be this rude and this ruthless and like such a bitch, right? And that's selfish. But that's exactly what I invite you to do, is dig deep into your soul and actually step into what you very much resist inside of yourself. Number 2 is lean into the tension. So what's going to happen is if he can go for days without speaking to you, chances are you are counting the minutes. Now, if you ever watched the movie He's Just Not That Into You, and Gigi, who's of course one of the main characters, like she checks her phone literally all the time, right? No matter if she's like in a yoga studio, if she's in the shower, she's checking that the phone is plugged in and so on, right? Something is wrong, like, you know, she's always available. Because why? Because she can't lean into the tension. She wants to release the tension, right? And so what you want to do instead is actually leaning into that tension, because whoever holds the most tension, whoever can hold the tension has the power. So if you are so reliant on the power being released and for him to have the tension, like you release the tension, right? That means then of course that he has the power. So you will continue to give your power away, continue to be taken for granted, to be disrespected. But when you lean into tension, things get very interesting. And a man gets re-fascinated by you, re-engaged, reaches back out, right? Because you are like a mystery to him. And you honestly are a mystery to yourself when you hold that tension, because it is quite something to have that tension and pressure inside of yourself between, you know, wanting to honor yourself, but also wanting to reach out to him and want to actually be, you know, his girlfriend, his partner, whatever future vision you have with him. And finally, number 1 is like really do my release him exercise. And essentially what it is you want to actually put him into a balloon, and you want to visualize it becoming smaller and smaller and floating further and further away from you. Now, what this does is, to the unconscious, it actually starts to disassociate from that very reality. Now, you definitely want to do that because that helps you to disassociate from the emotional charge as well and from the attachment, and you will be able to move on. And maybe because you move on, he will continue to reach out to you even more consistently because now you're not coming from a place of attachment anymore. Now, attachment is fear, and fear is usually repellent. So when you can step into that space of love and expansion and trust, that's very magnetic. And a lot of men turn around and actually start treating you like the queen that you are. Now, if you want to discover a 30-second trick to make any man desire you, then hop on over to triggerhisdesire.com. The link is in the description below as well. And if you haven't watched so already, when a man deeply loves you, he will start saying these 5 things. Lots of love to you, ladies, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.